Good morning, beloved, and welcome back to Hidden Star. I'm glad that you're back on with me on this morning. Just coming live. I'm not live, but I'm going to try doing live real soon. I'm recording, but I am coming to you today just to give a thank you to all of those that have been commenting and leaving comments and liking and subscribing to my channel. I really appreciate that. Thank you for your feedback. Thank you to know that the content is blessing you and that it's speaking to you. That's always good to hear. And it's always good to know that that what you're doing is an encouragement unto others. I believe that God has truly called me to encourage others, something that I do. It's just innate in me, and so I just love doing what God's called me to do. And so I am here just to once again to give you a thank you. Eventually I'm going to go live because I want to interact with those that are subscribing to my channel. But I wanted to get on this morning and just to encourage you and to admonish you that all hands on deck, that God needs all of us. He needs all of us to be in the place in which He's called us to. All of us have a purpose. That's the reason why we're on the earth, because there is a purpose. We all came with a purpose. And so sometimes we may not know what that purpose is. We're still trying to discover what the purpose is. But I want you to know that you have a purpose. And if you are having difficulty in finding your purpose or discovering your purpose, I'll use the word discovering your purpose. There is a class that I actually offer, and it's for Christian women, but anyone, men are invited as well. But it's to find your purpose by discovering, by identifying your gifts. Uh, so there's gifts and talents in which God has placed on the inside of you, and they're very innate gifts and talents. And sometimes we tend to overlook things that are just right in our face. So anyway, if that's something that you're interested in the comments, you'll see my email. You'll also you can go to my Facebook page and just hit me up in the message part of the messenger and leave a message if that's something that you're interested in. It is called Her Empowered Purpose. And so it's a 5-week course that I walk you through and in the discovery of the purpose in which God has given unto you. God is in need of all of us. And so all of us are touching each other's lives in some way. And so I wanted to just share with you how it's First Corinthians, the 12th chapter, and where God talks about the many members, how we're many members, but we're one body. And in Ephesians, he talks about how we're knitted or fitly knitted together. And so we're in need of each other. And so there's something that's on the inside of you that I may not need, but someone else within the body needs. And so we want to be able to uh, understand what the purpose, why God has called us and placed us here in the earth realm. There's a purpose. It's about glorifying God. It's about fulfilling God's purpose for our lives. And in us fulfilling God's purpose for our life, we're touching other people's lives. And so just wanted to reach out to you um, to let you know that you're valuable, that you are God's daughter, you're God's son, and that you are of great value. And there could be times when, well, I could say this about myself, that there were times when I didn't feel valuable. Um, I wasn't, I didn't feel valuable. Uh, so I went through a lot. I had low self-esteem and low self-worth and all of all of that. But that's not how God saw me. God sees me as his daughter, and I am of great value. I'm very precious unto the Lord. And for any of those that are feeling that they're not valuable, that they don't feel like they have a purpose, I want you to know that you do have a purpose. God has a purpose for your life, and that's why you're yet still in the earth, because there's a purpose that you must fulfill. And so I want to just really encourage you and to admonish you to, if you know what your purpose is, to step into it. God will solidify all that needs to be solidified. God will, sometimes we feel like, oh, I can't do that yet because I need to have X, Y, Z done. Well, I think that we're in the times in which we're living right now. Some of those steps that you may even sense that you may need, as long as you yield to the Holy Spirit, he will execute those things speedily on your behalf. He'll walk you through whatever it is that you may need to be walking through. But he has need of you. God has need of all of us. He needs all hands on deck. See, the Lord is soon to come. And I know that we've been hearing that. I know I've been hearing that and have heard that pretty much all my saved life. And never dismiss the fact that the Lord is soon to come. And so I sense an urgency even within me that what God has placed on the inside of me, that it is now God's set time for me to pour what he's walked me through, what I've lived through, what I've experienced, all of my trials, all of my tribulations. They weren't just for me. It was, and although it was building character, it was making me strong, making me patient. It was doing a many of things, but it wasn't just for me. And I discovered that after, so many tests and trials. I discovered that what I was going through, the Lord was saying, it's not just for you, daughter. It's not. Because he has need of me, and he's needing me now at this stage in my walk with the Lord, to pour out onto another generation. And so and I wouldn't trade my journey for nothing in the world, honestly. Just the wisdom and the knowledge and understanding that I have gained from walking through the process that God was processing me through. So he processed us. He processed us through. We don't stay there. It's not a permanent address. It's a process. And so I had to learn to let and yield to God processing me. And in the processing, there's much that he has given in regards to fruit to be given unto others. So it's a season for me to pour out, and so he's got the old and the young working together. And so I just want to encourage you, I want to admonish you that you are needed, and that God has a purpose for your life. And if you have not discovered what that purpose is, I'd love to walk you on that journey, on that journey or through that journey of discovering. And then if you do know what your purpose is and you're not moving out in it, begin to do that. Begin to take the necessary steps to move out into the purpose in which God has called you to, and the purpose, and it's actually the purpose of God for your life. It's not our purpose, but it's God's purpose. And so, but you're needed, because we're many members, but we're one body. And so we're not all the hands, we're not all the eyes, we're not all the ears, we're not all the mouth, But whatever part that you are, and he even says the part that we don't even see is of great value. So I want to let you know, and you can find that in First Corinthians, the 12th chapter. It's a beautiful chapter, and a picture of us as the body, that we are in need of one another. And that he says in Ephesians that we are knitly fitted together. So it fits together. It's not a lopsided type of body. And so when we can honor each other and put value on each other, then we will see the value that we actually have for one another. We'll see that value, right, by honoring. And so I just want to just admonish you to step into all that God has called you to step into and to walk out, because you are needed for such a time as this. And it's for all of us. So I want to encourage you with that. I thank you very much for um, stopping by and liking and sharing and even subscribing. I really thank you for subscribing to my channel. I want to come to you with contents that I know that God will place, always place in my heart to give unto you. And so knowing that it would be an encouragement unto you. So for now, I'll just say shalom. Be blessed, but begin to move out and into the things that God has called you to. In Jesus' mighty name. God bless you guys, and talk with you again soon. Shalom.